Big Bitcoin bounce over the past 24 hours here, but we're going to go over today. Is it sustainable? Is it something that is a fake out? We're going to roll back over, go lower, or is the dust actually settled as I covered in the video yesterday? We're going to run through it. We're going to look at Bitcoin. We're going to look at a couple key other charts because I forgot to mention the total crypto market cap is flashing a critical signal, as well as taking a look at some other drivers as well too. So let's get into it. All right. It is Monday, September 29th, 9:23 a.m. So let's go start off with Bitcoin. All right. So first off, I want to cover that we have the CME futures gap. CME futures gap at basically 110,000. So keep that on the radar. It doesn't necessarily have to fill it right at this moment. We could keep going up, and then fill it. But preferably we'd like to see that get filled sooner rather than later. So keep that on the radar. And then Steve in the Discord was asking about the dreaded 92.5K futures gap. And I'll cover that later on in the video. We'll go over that too. And if I think it's possible we could fill that. But going back to Bitcoin, we're seeing a 12-hour buy now signal flash as we speak, but it's not yet confirmed. We have 10 hours and 35 minutes left for this to confirm. So by the daily candle close tonight, we need to see, Bitcoin basically maintain above 112,000 for this confirmation to stay intact. So right now it's a good sign, but it's not yet confirmed. So we got to be cautiously optimistic on it. But we got that bounce all the way from 109K all the way up to 112.5K. Yeah, basically 112K. We need a hold for that to confirm. If we head up higher, we're going to run into some resistance around 113,500 to around 14K. But getting above 14K, holding above with consecutive daily candle closes will be a good sign for us to potentially come up and retest this 786 here. So from the high that we had set in late September to the low that we had set just as of recent, getting above 116K is going to be the key. So looking at the momentum we are seeing now, see how in the past videos I've been talking about, all right, we need to see the 6 hours start to turn around, U-turn. We need to start to see the 9 hour, and then that will spill into the 9 hour, it'll spill into the 11. And we're seeing that all pan out. Like we already got the 11 hour buy now confirmation. Now we need to see that spill into the 12 hour, which is happening. And then we need to see that will spill into the daily, which we need a little more follow through on that. But as you can see, we hard stopped. That's a great sign. So if we can see more on the 12 hour, see that confirm, see price action hold up, start to head up a little bit higher, we'll start to see that momentum U-turn on the daily. We'll get that cross, and then getting above that zero line is going to be the key thing there for us to see potential new all-time highs for Bitcoin. So that's that. All right, so now let's go into a key signal flashing right now on the total crypto market cap, or at least, 4 days ago, so Friday, September 26th. We saw a prepare to buy soon signal flash on the daily with the vertical green. Last time we saw that was the bottom in June. And then basically 1, 2, 3, 4 days later, we got that buy now, went a little bit sideways, and then we had our pop back in July. So we could be, doing the same thing here, something like this, less drastic, but we're already kind of up in that zone. Like around 4 trillion is going to be, or 3.9 trillion is going to be our hang up level at this recent high back here around September 24th. We might get hung up there, kind of grind up. And then when mid-October kind of hits, the second week of October, maybe to the third week of October, we could just see a spike. That's something that is a scenario here. If we follow the timing as we did back before with this prepare to buy soon that we did in June comparatively to present day. But yeah, the 1 day prepare to buy soon and buy now signals on the total crypto market cap rarely flash. We go all the way back to the start of this bull market here. You can see, so in the bottom left, you got November 2022, we had a buy at like 800 billion, and then a buy March of 2023 with that, I think it was like a banking crisis or a panic back there. And then we had a buy in June of 2023. And then we had a buy in August of 2023. As you can see, it hits the the lows, the range lows or swing lows, low, low. And then we had one in February 2024. And then we had two basically in July of 2024. And then we had a little pop. And then we had our capitulation that summer in August, brutal. But then we had flash that buy in August. And then we had our move up where we had our sells at the top. And then recently we had the buy in March of 2025. We went a little bit lower, but basically tagged these lows here. Then we had the sell back in May 2025. We had and then now that brings us to present day, that June 2025, prepare to buy said, all right, we're done going down. And we have it now. I mean, we just covered this whole bull market. I mean, so counting this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 times in the past, basically, I think, 2 years? 11 times. It doesn't happen often, but as you can see, when it does flash, it's solid. So this is a good sign. So that covers that. So let's go into next. We're going to look at total 3. So let's go to the 3-day chart. So total 3 is still holding structure. As you can see here, this yellow Fibonacci, we had the high back December 2024 to the low in April of 2025. We retested it back in September and we came back down and we've been holding above the 786. So as long as we can hold above there, we're good. 1.02 trillion is going to be the key. Worst case scenario, let's say we fall lower, we have that 3-day 50 moving average there around 960 billion. Anything lower than that, I'm not liking it. I'm not a fan of that. Well, let me see. So these lows, so that low. I mean, we could go a little bit lower to this red 786 that we broke out from back in July at 900 billion. To me, that's my line in the sand. I don't want to see total 3 below 900 billion. If so, in my opinion, could be time to pack it up, but we'll have to see at that point what's panning out. But where we're at right now is fine. We're still holding structure. I mean, we have higher highs and higher lows still. I mean, it's been brutal, but if you look back from July, high, low, higher, low, higher high, higher low. We haven't broken structure. So everything's all good so far on that. So let's take a look at the 12-hour chart real quick. And we have on total 3, a buy now flashing right now as we speak, but it's not yet confirmed. So we need to see that confirmed in 10 and a half hours from now. Last time we seen it was August 6th. So we had the prepare to buy soon, August 1st. Then we saw the confirmation saying, all right, we're done going down. And ever since that buy now, we haven't been to that point since with the buy now. So could we see a repeat here? And then we have June, prepare to buy soon, buy now. Same thing. So cautiously optimistic right now. I mean, we're a few days away from the monthly candle close. And then we have Q4 starting, which is this whole bull market the past years has been the glory months. So everything, I mean, it's starting to look like the stars are aligning, although it's been brutal. It's been tough. I mean, it's been really frustrating, to be honest. I mean, if we really think about the past 2 years around this time, August, September, and October, it's been frustrating each time. Then all of a sudden, the lights turn on and it's go time and it's so quick and then it's done. Reflecting back to the past few years, personally myself, I've felt this way the past few years right before everything starts to go. So it doesn't feel out of the norm to me, but man, I know it's frustrating. Let's get this party going. So that's Bitcoin. That's total 3. That's total crypto market cap. I already covered others in Bitcoin dominance on the video yesterday. Let's take a look at XRP. So XRP is at $2.85. I have basically XRP US dollar on the left side. And you know what? I'm going to do a separate video on XRP, XLM, and like HBAR. Well, I'll do a separate video today on those altcoins. And if there's another one you want me to cover, like ZBCN or Stronghold, something like that, leave a comment. I'll add that into it as well too. But I'll cover like 3 to 5 altcoins today in a separate video. I want to touch upon Steve's asking about the futures gap 92,500. So in summary, I find it highly unlikely to get filled. Because if we take a look here and we go to the macro charts, the monthly chart, this is the key. A lot of people I've been seeing, 92,000 or sub 100K. It can't happen. And if it does happen, it has to be with a wick And by the end of the month, we need to close back at the same, around this level where we're at now or higher. Because if we were to see us close a monthly candle below 100K, let me hide this and just put on the signals, going this whole bull market to the Stargate template for Bitcoin macro tops. If we see us go below 100K, we will see this momentum roll over. And if that happens, with us already having prepare to sell soon signals, we'll flash a sell now. We will 100% flash a sell now. And as you can see, it's called every bull market top to date. So given that we already have 1, 2, 3 prepare to sell soons, if we were to roll over and go all the way down to here, 92,500, I think it was, first off, we'll be breaking structure clearly, as well as we have prepare to sell soons, meaning in a macro time frame, we're way overheated, and then a sell now would flash, meaning that there's no more momentum to the upside, so naturally we would have to fall down. And since we're on a macro time frame and looking to historically with 100% hit rate, it would be the top. So it can happen. But this bull market has been BS. So you can't rule it out, but I think it's highly unlikely that it does happen. And if it does happen, it would either mean that the cycle could be extended, which, I mean, who really wants an extended cycle of this cycle? It's been brutal. Can't take it any longer. I know you guys can't either. Or Bitcoin would have already topped. But I had said the only thing I can guarantee in that event, if it does get down there, you will see me on Channel 5 News. Because that's my last straw. I'm done with it, without a doubt. I'd be so pissed because this market, I mean, we deserve the glory with all this BS the past years and even just these past months with the up, down, chop. Let's get it going. We don't want it extended. We want to see a rip, no dip, no delay. We don't want to go down below 100K. You know what I'm saying? So hopefully that's not the case. I find it highly unlikely, but you let me know in the comments. Like, gaps don't necessarily need to get filled. It's already been a bit. I mean, that gap was, I think, all the way back, over a year ago, 92. No, in April. I think we'll definitely fill it in a bear market, but at this stage where we're at with the stars aligning, Q4 right around the corner, seeing that on total, we had everything that I shared today with the prepare to buy soon, the buy now, look into the past. I find it highly unlikely, especially as well too. The crypto fear and green index just went into fear like a couple of days ago on the 27th. And you look to the past, like how many times did we dip into fear, and that was the local bottom, pairing it up with everything else I've been covering, the macro signals as well too. I just find it highly unlikely. But this market has been crazy, but that's my thoughts on it. So I think that's going to be it. I'll cover those altcoins in a separate video today, but in my opinion, XRP, XLM, HBAR, those utility coins are looking a little strong, some hidden strength. So we're going to cover that in a different video today. So link in the bio, come to the Discord if anything changes. I'll keep you guys updated in there, and I'll see you guys in the next video.